Hello everyone, I'm Sally Bourner. I'm the local policing unit commander for the borough of Solihull. I can't quite believe it, but we're in January 2013 and here I am at the Bluebell Community Garden right at the heart of Chelmsley Wood. Now, the last time I recorded my video in Chelmsley, I was being soundly beaten by a group of 6- and 7-year-olds in a running race in Meriden Park, and I thought it was about time that I came back to a place that's really epitomises what Chelmsley is all about, a strong community with a real strong heart and soul. And I'm planning to come back here in the summer when we see the fruits of all the hard work that's taking place here in the garden. I'm going to be joined shortly by Nikki, who works for Solihull Council, who's going to tell you a little bit about the Bluebell Community Garden here in Chelmsley, and later on by Sergeant Steph Rolfe, who's the neighbourhood sergeant for Chelmsley Wood, who's going to share with you the work that she and her team do with local people and partners to keep people safe here in Chelmsley. But before I do, at the start of the new year, I thought it would be really useful to just take a quick look back at 2012. 2012, a phenomenal year both for the country, the region and locally for Solihull. In the summer we saw the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, the Olympics and the Paralympics, and even me, as I say, having a bit of a go trying to compete against a group of 6- and 7-year-olds in a community Olympics event in Meriden Park. Also, in terms of what is being delivered locally around crime and antisocial behaviour, it has been nothing short of phenomenal. And phenomenal because of the strong relationships that we have and continue to build with local people and our partners. Crime continues to go down, such that month on month we're now seeing an average of less than 30 offences each and every day. And in fact in December we saw it such that there were no more than 27 offences a day. We've worked really hard, and many of you who regularly take the time to watch these messages that I do will know that we focus a lot on satisfaction, victims of crime, victims of antisocial behaviour. And in December we saw achievements over 80% both for satisfaction with how we deal with crime and with antisocial behaviour, and that's very much going in the right direction. Later on you'll see a little bit more of me, because what I'm also going to do is share with you our thoughts around priorities for 2013-14. But before I do that, I'm going to hand over now to Nikki to tell you a little bit more about the Bluebell Community Garden here in Chelmsley Wood.
Hi, I'm Nikki. I'm the neighbourhood key worker for the Neighbourhood Activity Programme for Solihull Borough Council, and welcome to our community garden. The community garden has been going now for about a year. It was an old contractor site that Trish Willett, our former Environmental Champions Coordinator, claimed and brought back to life and to its current state. The community garden is, well, basically what it says, a community garden for community groups, local residents, young people, elderly, school groups, local organisations and agencies to come along and grow their own fruit and veg in the area that we have here today. Current groups on site are the Youth Offending Service, West Midlands Police, Solihull Young Carers and the Evolution Programme, which is run by the Youth Service. Current plans for 2013 is to set up a steering group so that all groups are working to the same aim and hopefully get the garden fully up and running for the summer of 2013.
Good afternoon, I'm Steph Rolfe, I'm your neighbourhood sergeant for Chelmsley Wood. My team of officers and PCSOs work really hard to reduce crime and antisocial behaviour in the area, and have had great successes in doing so with some of the work we've been doing with our partner agencies. Some of the work of our partnership working in the area is Box Clever. Box Clever is non-contact boxing for boys and girls and was set up by former local middleweight British champion and world title winner Wayne Alcott. The programme is great for combating antisocial behaviour and promotes discipline, respect and self-esteem. Working with Wayne and his team of enthusiastic coaches who've all come through the Box Clever programme themselves, Chris Edgell from the Sports Neighbourhood Programme and Solihull Community Housing, we have reduced antisocial behaviour in the area of Craycroft dramatically and built stronger relationships with the local youths, parents, shopkeepers and community. Box Clever is from 6 PM till 8 PM every Wednesday here at Craycroft and is free for all kids.
I'm joined now by Neil Roberts. Neil is the Baptist minister here in Chelmsley Wood. Neil, can you tell us a little bit about the work that you and other people do here locally?
Yeah,
in the
sure.
community?
We've got the building here, which is, you can see in the background, it's just been recalled the Three Trees Community Centre. It used to be the Baptist Church, and basically we've had some refurbishment work done to develop the community work. We've got a whole range of groups that meet in there, of all ages. There's kids clubs and adults come from different groups, art group. We've got a community choir based here. Basically what we try and do is, if someone in the community wants to be in a group or start a group, we try and be a place where that can happen. And also to provide kind of support and a meeting place. So we've got groups like End Trade that work with asylum seekers, and Skills for Jobs that work with people who are looking for work. So we try and kind of meet people wherever they are and do what they want to do, really.
And I understand, Neil, you've been here now for coming up to 20 years.
Yes, it's been a long time. But
tell us a little bit about what changes you've seen, and particularly over recent years,
right.
How things are changing and the real strength and spirit amongst the community here in Chelmsley.
Yeah, that's one of the striking things. When I first came here, within the sort of sector, the voluntary and community sector, it was quite dispersed, I suppose. But certainly over the last 5 or 10, 15 years, there's been a real strength, and that's really worked with the community. One of the things that a lot of people say when they come up here, once they've got over their initial kind of views, is the strength of the community. There's a lot of great people here, and a lot of people want this to be a good place. And I think one of our biggest battles is just people's perceptions of the area. But the way that people work together, people know one another, and they trust one another. It's a great community to be part of.
Absolutely. And in terms of the relationships that you have and are continuing to build with the local neighbourhood policing team, how would you describe those?
That's actually been excellent, and I'm not just flanelling there. Certainly the last few years we've really developed a good relationship with the police, and if there's ever any issues, they've come along. But the great strength has been we've been kind of relating to them all the time. It's not just when we have problems, and that's been a great bonus. And for the groups coming in, we have all kinds of groups in, and just for the police to be dropping in and having a chat, I think has been great in terms of reassuring people, but also when there are issues that need to be discussed, the police have been there.
Thank you. Thanks ever so much for taking the time
no
out
problem.
of your really busy diary in a really, really significant week for Three Trees, which opened on the 6th of January,
Sunday,
I understand. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the work that you and so many people locally are doing, the impact that has, and the relationships with the teams locally, because irrespective of what we all do, right at the heart of public service is making a difference to the lives of local people. So thanks ever so much for taking the time to share that. Cheers, Neil. Thank you. Here I am inside Three Trees. You'll see the 3 Christmas trees to my right. And as we start the new year, we're also starting to think ahead to plan for 2013-14. And in doing that, an absolutely key element of everything we do is about listening to local people, listening to partners, and understanding the things that affect people's lives on a day-to-day basis. We routinely get feedback every day from local people, and from that we've identified 4 key themes which we think form a strong basis for our plan for 2013-14. They are really focusing on tackling the corrosive effect of crime, antisocial behaviour and fear of crime on victims and on local people. The second key theme is around focusing police and partner time and energy to those offenders who cause significant harm within our local communities, focusing particularly on tackling reoffending and tackling a link between substance misuse and offending. Thirdly, putting a really strong focus on tackling assaults and on tackling violent crime. Whilst, as I said at the start of my message, crime continues to go down, and we're seeing the lowest levels of crime that we've ever seen across the borough. Approximately between 6 and 7 people every day are victims of crime against them as human beings. That's mainly assaults. That's far too many, and we're absolutely committed to tackling violent crime and keeping people safe. So that's our third area that we believe is the right thing to focus on. And the fourth one is about recognising that the needs of our local communities will be different, and the needs of our communities across the borough will change over time. But underneath all of that is the fact that We want and need to listen to what local people are telling us about the things that affect their lives on a daily basis. And by listening and understanding what affects people's lives, identifying those priorities that will be tackled by our neighbourhood policing teams. And throughout our message today, a really strong theme that I wanted to emphasise is around the importance of relationships, particularly between our neighbourhood policing teams and local people and our partners. So that fourth priority is about listening to, understanding the things that affect people's lives and identifying neighbourhood priorities which neighbourhood teams will address and tackle together with local people. Those are the four things that, having looked at the feedback we routinely get, looked at the themes that people are telling us about, we think will form the basis of our Solihull policing plan for 2013-14. But we want to understand from you whether those are the right ones. And over the next few days and weeks, we'll be finding a range of different ways in which we can check out that those themes are right, or if there's other themes that you want us to think about, let us know. So keep watching, keep looking at our website, keep following our Twitter feed, and keep in touch with us, particularly through your neighbourhood policing teams, so that together, as we start 2013 and look at the year ahead and beyond, we can continue to make a massive impact in the lives of local people who we're here to serve and protect. Thanks very much for listening.